I'll go ahead and transition the stream a bit. I'll get some... Ah, it'll be fine. I got some water, I got some stuff still. All right, this is going to be an interesting one too. Decrepit ruins, which has also been quite nasty for me so in the past, and inhospitable, which stack together to have no Earth-likes and no robots on remnants. Let's have a look at what we can do with this. Maybe this will turn out really well, you don't know. So we get silted with joint factories, which does help deal with the fact that we cannot make bots on remnants. In a sense that it actually makes it even harder to get bots for us. We do get biohybrids, which are probably going to be a tech we're going to need to take. There's geology, again. I just haven't found a good way of using geology as the thing, right? Joint factories and geology. Joint factories and geology, but we do get the Vittori again. Which are back here. Yeah, let's have a look. Let's see if I can do better this time. Should be possible to do better, right? Where's my... I'm gonna pull up my... There we go. So... Whoa, it's a bit laggy there. So if we take a look here, this time we got quantum sensors available. Which might help quite a bit. So again, these geology things might enable us to do a good ore lab. I think I kind of miffed on that last time, right? I kind of didn't take full advantage of geology. I feel like I should get an ore lab with like at least 4 ore inputs, really, since you know there's going to be so many ice balls and lava planets around that this is going to help. Now that is the perfect colony for this sector, isn't it? Just find the food and we're off to the races, because it will have a bunch of two-way trades. It'll also have some goods inputs and stuff. Where is my food? Should I take a look at these two just so I can start here? Perhaps, right, because the jungle seems a bit... Yeah, I really would like some food. That's a kind of food planet. Let's do this, right? Alright, go to December here. Get our two-way trade up, which makes us quite a bit of money, and then have a look around and see if there's more sources of ore. Of course there is. It's going to be deserts all around. Okay, so we have to invent a technology or get some forge worlds or people producing planets. Or producing planets successful. I'm sorry. Yeah, so... Getting a forge world successful is easy when you have so many like in this cluster here. But getting a ore producing plant successful might be difficult if there is no source of water, because we just use their only ocean. There's no other way of getting water other than, you know, utilizing... Oh, this count is obstructed. I think this is still the start though that I want. So there's an Arctic there, which may form a two-way trade with this as well, and then supply the ore. But then, you know, where is the food coming from? It could be here if we are lucky with that. Forge world or an attack. So I could just leave those missions and pick them up whenever I know that I'm going to complete some. I might as well have a look at what we can do, which is not much, as it turns out. I think I should make a robot in here. And then make a water in there and then send the water 2 ways. But it barely is obstructed. So that doesn't work. I wish it could, but it doesn't. I think we're forced to make a farm there. Yeah, it makes a lot of sense. There are 2 more colonies here, so let's just do so. Have a look over here. Now that's something I can get behind. Now, the problem with that is that it's sort of obstructed by the asteroids, right? The thing is, where do I want to make my goods? I think I want to make those here, because that way we can connect here, there, and there, and at least have 2 colonies with access of goods. I might not settle this one until later. Where are the bots at? Yeah, good question. That works. Alright, then that's the bots for us. Should I make those first? Perhaps. Because we'll be able to afford that and we'll be able to use the asteroid. I mean, not for this one, but I think it's okay. Also, we have multi-purpose factories, which are more expensive to run and more difficult to use as well in certain ways. So we come clear soon. But they do work well with these jungle planets, sending in, you know, forming sort of a 2-way trade-ish by sending in both their resources at the same time. But they're more expensive to build, and they're really hard to level up because they need to use a bot and a chip, and then you need to send in 2 ore, which is like a lot more requirements than you have with leveling up a regular Forge world. Although we can do it with this ore. It's just that, you know, that, yeah, we got the mission then, but then we run out of money, so it's not really a good idea to do so, is the main problem. So if I take this Forge world and I try to make goods, I could do it out of robots, which will then also take a chip from here, which will be a joint factory, right? So perhaps we should do that. Take you in as an input, you know, set you as an output. Then we're in June. If I wanted to do this again, right, I would be able to if I just consumed 1 asteroid. I think it's valuable enough to do this in terms of time saved to do this. Because I do get another 2-way trade out of it, right, effectively, by sending in both. So those joint factories, they can work, but it's a bit hard to use, I personally find. Now, I could make even more goods here too. If we have economic zones, that might be good. But we don't, is the answer. We also have no technology yet, but I mean, I gotta get some income. Okay, so this forms a decent trade, in fact. If I send you in, you become successful now. That's decent. Well, I could send in a thing in here and see what we get as our options. So, should I have done that actually? Because now I've blocked you off. That might have been a mistake, actually. Not a major one, because I still have this option too. I also have that option for another farm. I think it's fine. This one have to be a mineral as an input. I think we take the Forge world successful. And I guess I'll take the technologies, because if we just find 1 more forebear ruin, we can just pick up quantum sensors for really cheap. When we take the ore producing planet, hold on a second. If I make this a colony, then does that connect? Yeah, it does. Well, then actually we can do all of this. Because I just see a way of doing that, right? So we're in August. I would like to get to October so I get not hit by the penalties. But if I try to scan twice, I end up wasting more money. So we'd have to find an asteroid, basically, next to our colony that we have. Which we did not. This could be one, but it's so risky to do. Kind of mispositioned that. I think I could have gotten both. So we'll have to skip now. I might as well scan with the rest of the time though. Oh, we did get it. Well, that saves a lot of time. We get our successful Forge World. And then we need to take an arid here. Expensive, I know, right? In fact, so expensive that we'll have to wait and skip a year because of that. This very expensive connection. But I do get a thawing facility which does connect in twice, in fact. And does not yield to... Oh, I forgot. It needs to use its second thing. I may have accepted the wrong missions. It needs to use its ore and it can't. Like this one. I mean, it could lab, but that would be really poor lab. I might want to get a water in here instead then. Out of range though. Right, just sending a water in here will be enough, but there though. It's all out of range, of course it is. I mean, this could be good, a scrapping operation. Right. The water can be produced here then. For the bolt. The water can be sent there too. Then why am I not building this as ore, right? It's cheaper, it's closer, it's simpler. And then I could do something like this. Makes a lot of sense to do it this way, actually. It's also not too expensive to run in a deficit. And of course we get things like this, right? Where a bunch of things become successful. Now, the problem with that is the water, right? We need an additional bot and use the biomatter, or yeah, use the biomass in order to get a thing. Wish I had the biohybrids already, because then we could go biomass back into bots and make a two-way trade and just be done. We don't though, so it might be a little hard to do this. Or like nigh impossible. We have water here, but we can't send it because of order. I still think I pick it up because it's like a double colony, double everything. Do I take this biomass there, but it's like nowhere. I might take this one actually. Take the 24. Right. Wait, which I'm building the wrong thing. Right. Take the 24 and take the two-way trade. And then so many arid planets. Do you really not have something like... Yeah, we do. Solar farms are here. They might be a good answer for obvious reasons. For now, though, I'll take another nice couple of two-way trades. I mean, we get a prosperous planet out of that. That seems fine. That seems not all bad. But not a successful ore-producing one, though. That one's still elusive. As all of them are not in range of water. And or not be able to send all their stuff out to other places. Give me a look here. Okay, we can get our, you know, technology. Should have gone with that mission instead. My intuition was right. I shouldn't have tried to change things up. So can I at least get some use of this secondary ore? Okay, this could be it. I'll just set up this cluster over here instead. We're in October, but I don't want to waste the time. Okay, so water. What's the best way of getting water for you? There's this again, right? But it's near the arid. So I suppose it's water export. Then that connection, then this connection here and there. Sure, right? Then a microchip. In. And this one's food. That's the hard part. Arctic farm? Might just be Arctic farm. I'll worry about the biomass if it ever comes up later, I think. I just want this mission done. Because my first mission, it should be fairly doable, right? There we go. That took a bit of trouble, but it's there. 2 more. Well, no thanks, right? Considering how difficult it's been so far. Can we just study some biomatter? Wasn't there some event that gave us some? Yeah, there is. Let's get that task then. And I guess we'll, increase our total production of chips by 6 units somehow. It's a bit difficult with these combined factories because you can't just make 4 chips in a forge world just very easily. On the other hand, those combined factories are efficient, right? We have all these things available that we can't use. Do we have trade hubs? I don't. I do have tugs. I also have orbital labs for later, which could be a decent alternative. There's also quantum computing though, so it's either or, right? Doing both seems a bit ambitious for this run. There's also various options here with like researching chips or something like that. With like a jungle colony of some sort. But the arid colony seems like a better pick. And then I could get a bot in here. The other human could come from there, right? Make another bot. Or even a microchip. We're interested in a biomatter lab though, so this is going to be the biomatter. This is going to be the availability of it. That's going to be our colony then. And so then where the food at for this colony is the main remaining problem. Which is that the solution? It's out of range. We're also lacking food, but I'm choosing to deliberately solve that slowly because you're really hard to deal with as well. I might just not build this colony, in fact, and it'll work anyway, right? Oh wait, I can't build robots on these things. It's also difficult. But we can do a joint. Can we do a joint factory? It's obstructed too. Yeah, that's the tough part. But I can grab it from there, right? There we go. This is a solution. And then, right? Should I take the penalty there? It's quite a bit of an income hit, but like we're building the lab on 17 as well. It's kind of too late by like 2. What is your cost? Only 1 a year. Let's do this one instead then. Send it in and then build the lab. I got time. Okay, mission complete. Next mission, right? Getting this. I guess. I mean, this would make a lot of sense. If only you could get food, but I can't. That's out of range. This is in range, but can't make a robot. Can't make an ore. But there's no point. I'm not being able to make robots on remnants, right? It's starting to hit us hard. I know this is a difficult thing to deal with. Because it's just a typical thing you want to make on a remnant, as it turns out. Like, I like making robots on remnants. It's the thing I typically use them for. That is not gonna fit. I'm just looking towards using a lab for ore. Our income's too low, right? I'm gonna have a look down here and see if there's anything I might want. It's more ore, right? Taking a little bit of a step back and looking at the general area, if we're looking at, you know, where is the most ore available, probably around here I can get about, I can get 3 maybe. Also, you're stuck with no biomatter, aren't you? Yeah, I would imagine so. I mean, you're not if you weren't in the way. There is this tech, and there's a gravitic. There's gravitic mining available too. Didn't really consider that. We have used most of our asteroids. But gravitic mining can be quite a strong alternative. There's all the biomatter. It's such a huge issue everywhere. Like, it's here and there if they're too far away. But gravitic mining can be a massive moneymaker if you allow it to be. And it works really well with orbital labs. I think we might go orbital labs with gravitic mining. They'll allow me to build the orbital labs. Right, orbital labs are like a one-time investment, so I don't need a continuous stream of money like you need for regular labs. You just need, like, you know, 20 extra per colony, which is a lot, right? For doing orbital labs, 1, 2, 3, 4, it's 80. And also using all these people that I just can't find a use for, right? So it seems like a win-win for this run to pick that instead of picking the usual idea of going with quantum computing. That said, I might want one more useful regular laboratory before going into the orbital labs. Let's have a look what this is. It could be goods, it could be energy, it could be a tech. I want this energy, actually. It can solve this very annoying planet for me. The only making robots is this, so send it. Send it. Send in the bot. In fact, should I be doing the energy first? Because it does give me some income. That's you fixed. That's nice. I mean, yeah, I got, you know, another 2 people here where I just can't use them very well. There's another ore needed somewhere. I mean, I could just pick this up. You at least are going to find yourself able to get a biomatter. So this is not going to be obstructive. Well, maybe for the ore lab, but, you know, not for the planet per se. I might be able to just do a water lab for like 2 science here as well. That works. I'm not producing these chips very quickly, by the way. That was to be expected. So I want these orbital labs, so we should wait with the science a bit. If I can unlock a forebear structure, we could get them a year quicker, which actually makes quite a bit of difference. But you know, you're not near anything useful. And doing a water lab is actually quite the expense, right? That's also quite the expense. Let's have a look if there's a cheaper option. There is. This is a better option, actually. It could be, because it's like, you know, sources of minerals and stuff here. They're everywhere. This does connect to more places eventually. I'd like to keep these asteroids alive if I can, as much as possible. I might pick up one more, actually, do this as well, just these internal connections. Would so like to get some goods then, right? Do we have enlightenment? We don't, so yeah. I mean, it doesn't combine with orbital labs, that's the other problem with it. Yeah, but this one, alright. Like, so many asteroids will be able to be popped with this. Just where did the biomatter come from? Because that's out of range. I do also have slip amplifier. It's a project down here just for the one biomatter planet. Like, do I have any other use for this? This cannot make more stuff, can it? That's the problem with it. It can only make 4 things. It's not that amazing. For, you know, later on in a run, that is. I could send some extra ore in there and get some water from it. And still I'd be stuck with just 1 ore export and not being able to do more. I could do ore into goods into back and then have 2 ore for a lab. And then maybe 3 in the future. Very likely 3 in the future, actually, because it's going to make more stuff. I don't know what for, but it's going to make more stuff. And maybe goods eventually, right? Is that what I want to do? That might be what I want to do. And say like a swamp double trade or something. Could have a look down here. Another swamp colony would be nice for the Silted mission, right? Because we're gonna chip very, very slowly if we're just gonna build chips in Forge Worlds. We can only get 2 per world, which isn't very fast. I can say it's exceptionally slow. These can be a little quicker though. Look, we got some. I need a robot though, and there's no way of making robots on them Forge Worlds. Out of range, out of range, out of range. You're in range though, so you can be a colony. Jungle colony, let's go. I think it is. Time for orbital labs. We can't build that many, but yeah, we'll have to. I mean, I could get the mining first to keep going. There's not really that many good ones, is there? Should have maybe kept them then. And it does work, right? We just get some more planets around here that will support our venture. $48 income. So like orbital labs. Gravitic mining, full excavation, into deep study. Alright, can I skip the orbital labs for the mining first? Because I won't be placing them. Yeah, we can do full excavation into orbital labs. So we do the other order. I want to build another normal lab then, but it'll allow me to not have to worry too much about the fact that we're, you know, kind of short-selling ourselves on science output in order to be able to actually get, you know, all this covered. So we do have some chip output now, and hopefully I'll be able to get the mission done. This will help one more as well, and get you to, you know, not struggle. And then, I mean, I did have 70 left, but I think we should keep this in the bank. Is this smart? Actually, it might not be. Because I want to be able to invest this stuff. It's just how much should we invest? Right, if I'm going to be completely fair, right, investing up to 70 seems a bit risky, but I could definitely make like a couple. Right, make 2. We still have 80 money. Enough to hopefully keep building. Like, in general, just enough, hopefully. I was hoping to do a lab there for 3 science. Maybe more with this as well. Is this one available now too? But that distances are too big, I think, to be able to effectively do science. I'm going to get an extra human here. This won't do an orbital lab, but it will do a regular one. It might just do an orbital lab, to be honest, actually. If I just give it an extra thing, it'll produce an extra human for no good reason, though. The extra 3 science from the... If you want to do both, right? It's going to use up a human if I send in an ore maker, though, so it's just like it doesn't work. But, I mean, it can send the ore in here as well to make more chips and bolts and things. I think we'll just make an orbital lab, like the +1 science for... What's the upkeep of this? Yeah, 9 doesn't seem worth it. Like, compared to a regular, you know... No. Should I be using this orbital, right? I could always send my human here or something later. That might be more effective. Just get our production. You're out of range, but you know, fixable later probably. Okay, there is food available if I want it. No way to use it though. This is obstructed, which is so sad. Would love it to be able to use this for water. There's another arid. Kind of tricky to use, right? I might want to scan, see if we can maybe get some food in there somehow. There's this, but this can't make robots, which is the real nasty surprise of this all. No robot allowed on Remnant. That said, there are 2 primordials. But the slipway length would be too much. And I cannot do slip amplifiers anymore. In fact, we're now kind of forced to take a certain tech, right? Which is asteroid increase. Because if I don't take 2 techs advanced, we can take deep study first. I probably shouldn't though. I probably should take the asteroid thing so we can keep going. And build more regular orbital labs first. Take maybe 1 or 2 asteroids. Try to keep them both for the second upgrade if I can. The more, you know, we have available, the better. I can double my asteroid value, which is, you know, 36 for one instead of whatever it was. I'll try to keep them in hand if I can. So maybe we don't do it and try to keep the deep study if I can. We'll look at the end of the year if it's okay to skip or not. We just got to get the monetary funds in order to buy the orbital lab upgrades. Out of range, out of range, out of range. You're obstructed. You could make goods. This thing should make goods because there's no other use for this robot. And there's this, but... I mean, that is a thing, right? That is a... This is a potential farm for you. Maybe the ore lab will go down here, actually. There's like 1, 2, 3, 4. Doesn't seem too bad. We can maybe get it before the 31 too. I don't think so, though. At least we'll get an extra output here. I'll do the farm there. I'll get 2 food here. And if I get another ore input, we'll get the extra 2 outputs. Which should be able to send 1 here at the very least. Get the 2-way trade and get it all fixed. Now this... Yeah, it doesn't mean not consuming asteroids, right? But we do go for the deep study first, which is nice. Go for 7 science. Now, if I'm smart, I'll be able to get to enough science this year that I can get my asteroid thing, right? So I should be building a lab now. So where does that sound? How am I going to get water in here? That's a problem and a half, right? I'm not, is the thing. But, I mean, I am going to get this lab done. I'm going to sink my income quite a bit, but I'll be able to hopefully get asteroid mining in order to gain money. So we'll have a pretty low income, but we'll have the ability to zap asteroids for a lot of money soon. In fact, fairly quickly with 12 science a year, and then, you know, hopefully improving it further with building more orbital labs. That would be the idea, at least. As far as the execution goes, that's the next question. So if I want to do these asteroids efficiently, I want to build things that will help me use them. There's also that, right? Maybe, hold on a second. If I hold on for 31 here, and in fact, from before we built the lab entirely, I can grab 42 cash here. Which might be, you know, just the difference maker between having enough money and not having enough money to just keep going. So our 5 science lab again. I could send another person, but this has no food. There's not a lot of places I could still add to this empire without running a pretty huge risk of plants that don't work. Right, so now I can actually build more orbital labs if I want them to. I do want them. In fact, as many as we can get our hands on, right? think 2 more will have to do. So that's nice, right? That's a start. So now we scan. I do hope to get another good in here, which would be nice to get another orbital lab as well. Getting some energy in would be also good for them. It's also quantum computing, which would be way too greedy, right? Getting both orbital labs and quantum computing. Maybe on like easier difficulty, but not on tough. On tough, that won't work, I think. That might be too ambitious. It's a good source of water for you. Not much else. An additional ore in here. But again, no source of people. If I could do this, perhaps, but it's out of range. Can do that, but no food. Lack of food be the problem there. I wanted biohybrids as well, right? I was looking into that and I was like, yeah, there could be some uses for that, but currently we're not looking at a whole lot of uses. One here, right? But then what am I doing with a bot? Other than that, no forge worlds near biomatter. No remnant worlds near biomatter. Lots of Arctic places that I can't use. Gravitic mining, here we go. To do all of nothing with. For now, anyway. But once things get upgraded and going, it's nice. Let me just connect in this ore world. It's fairly nice. Now we have to use an asteroid. Big cube for 12. 24 here. 36 here. Sure, we'll pick up 36. Try to build around these asteroids. The more I do that, the better, because our asteroids are now our main way of making money. We've got a lot of ore here, but nothing else. I mean, if I get some relays, right, we could get, make the lab huge. I suppose, right? Not that useful in particular. Let's have a look at what this is. Yeah, suspected, right? We might find another asteroid. In matter of fact, this is a good two-way trade to set up. It's 8. I can afford an additional orbital lab somewhere if I do this. Right. And then I'll be able to get full excavation. So now our asteroids are really worth some money, so that's nice. So maybe we go ahead and complete the mission now. Grab ourselves another microchip or two from a place if I can find it. I'm having a bit of a tough time grabbing those. Water's available. Make you successful. Also available here, in fact. But in the way for you. An additional bot would make this work. Which could eventually come from there, I suppose. I do like that idea over trying to fix it like this. Which would need 2 more things, among which is a robot. I also need to use another... I'll just guess I'll use 72. Let's have a look here too. I just want to know if there's a better alternative. Like if it was a swamp world, for example, would be a good one. There just really isn't. This is just really the only way of really making food for you. Oh, it's actually out of range. Never mind, it's not. So literally no way then? Also out of range. Everything's out of range of this arid. Bit of a problem. I guess we'll have to scout you. Of course, it's a mineral. So yeah, we're just stuck with this. Well, that's a lot of fun. Can't do anything about it. So then, like, how do I get humans? There's like no way of making food here for more humans. Wait, there's this one. It's out of range, so it doesn't have water. And this obstructs probably here. Yeah, it's one of those situations again where it's just like can't make anything there. What over here? Got like a robot shortage here. But I mean, I could make some chips and finally get rid of this mission, right? That might just be what I do. Just do that. There's also some, you know, some of those available. Increase the total production of energy by with what tech? So we pick the other two missions. Get a forge roll to prosperous and get 5 more science. 5 more science is just plonking down a couple orbital labs in various places. Like you know, this one. If we can get it established, it'll be able to do so. So like I guess we'll give it the food. It can go from here. It could get it from there potentially. It might be better. It's essentially not. So like grab your food. That's 1. It's 2 science. This one can't get it because it doesn't have any spare humans for it. In the orbital lab, that is. I have 2 existing regular labs, none of which can really get more materials aside from, you know, floating things, which happiness is already quite going to be tanking at this point and not really interested in holding even more down. There's our robot. So now, is there a good way of, you know, getting some more stuff here? Because we now have some science output and we got 5 more years, so we should really, I mean, I could go even heavier on this for another, you know, well, this is only going to give us, well, it's going to give us 20 science in total, right? If I build another lab, perhaps it's going to be worth doing, but I don't think so. Although it's going to increase our science output, but so will just completing these colonies, and that will be a better idea. I'll also be able to pipe in some stuff to an existing lab, and that's just going to be enough probably together. So then, what are all these other things? Unlocks using robots as people. We'll have a desperate need for robots, so that's utterly useless. Making industrialize everywhere might be good, because again, like we need these prosperous forge worlds, and we have a severe lack of robots and chips everywhere. As well as being able to use this would be nice. Right, to be able to make goods here. The thing is, I need to pop prosperous on these things, which is a lot harder than it sounds. When none of the things you have actually help. When everything obstructs each other, it's not very nice either. It's all in each other's way. There are gravitic tugs, right? Which could help in just sort of making things less annoying. But I could tug this away to the side and then suddenly I can just build one ore planet. Connect it there. Connect it there. And connect it there. And connect it to that. Which will make this, like, you know, very good. But no, you know, no prosperous forge worlds yet, of course. And you're probably the closest. Like, it's still not enough, even with, like, all of this, right? It's just crazy. I'm just throwing a lab and sending in the chip will do it, right? But it's kind of crazy that we need to do that in order to get users to prosperous. Or do you just need partners? Oh, you just need partners. Okay, that's not that bad then. So making use of this ore, for example, right, will do it. Or sending in a bot here and making use of this water. I mean, I wanted to make use of the water, right? Maybe we make bots here. Looks like this is... That would involve the tugs. Or our relays, right? Are relays good in other locations? Well, they might... Oh, wait, this might be the solution here. I mean, it blocks you off, though. That's the problem. Can't I just send you in, actually, with relays? Okay, like 2 places. Like, the problem here is people, right? And I can grab one from over there. It seems too expensive, but it's not because we have all these asteroids. Which are now, you know, super highly valuable things. I can also make some food. I can also connect biomatter into places. I think I can use these relays to sort of fix things. I'm also kind of afraid of going down by 40 income, though. We'll go into negative income and we'll have to continuously pop these asteroids in order to even stay alive. Which, that is... That's difficult and harsh and nasty. But I mean, so will the... I mean, I think the solution involving relays is simpler because I can stay below the radar for a bit more. Right, just get the prosperous forge world first, and then do the rest. Don't worry about this lab. We don't have the money to deal with that anyway. Get the tech discounts. Fix our labs in some other way. Maybe build another one or something. Or just get more orbital labs. Right, but fix our existing infrastructure before adding anything new. The sort of lesson of the day. Try not to add too much new stuff. Right, that helps. I'm very, very close to being able to do... the science thing. Just, I wish I was short by one planet, right? There's really no good way of getting the food. And there's this whole adventure I could do, right? But it's gonna take like a bunch of years. Or, you know, our remaining asteroids, I suppose, right? 48 from you. 24 from you. Should I be... Wait, hold on a second. Shouldn't I... I think we got an alternative here. Let's look at gravitic tugs here for a second, right? Because one thing you can do with tugs, since we have this asteroid thing, is we can do some fancy trick, which is moving asteroids. Like, that costs us 10 money to do, but it gained us more than it cost us by moving it close to our planets. Then I can repeat the process. That didn't help. Still 48. Need to be a bit more careful with the direction things move in. Okay, and I don't think this asteroid is... That one was good to move, 72. That's also a decent improvement. Now you... This is a weird way of making money, but it works. Tugging asteroids into range so that we can actually pop them for some money. I mean, I could even get inertial nullifiers to become even better at this shenanigans that I'm pulling. But now we got some money, right? So now I can use this money to do the thing I wanted to do, which was to add mineral plants and stuff. So I could add you. And we can also start moving things then. So now we're at minus money, which that's kind of scary, but now hopefully I'll be able to move things into a... Yeah, that's more like it. If I move you into position, I'll be able to actually connect you up in like a useful way. Orbital lab, mission done. Also 8 science. And now hopefully the scale up facilities are there. They're good, right? If we use them. Or here, right? Or here? Or here. It's already in a good position. I don't need to worry about it. We're losing money at the end of the year. Let's try to fix that to the best of our ability, because can't sustain this. This is not sustainable. We're burning fossil fuels at an incredible rate. Well, kind of. Like, we're burning asteroids, I suppose. Wait, what did that? What did that just... Oh, I did do that connection. I wanted to do that connection. That's good. Just want to move an asteroid. It just moves it into 3 range. I want to get 4 ideally. So like as close to this as possible. I think we can't do more than 3 really. Realistically. But it's still nice, but it's still an improvement. And I'll need the money because I'm still in negative. I'm still below 0. Still sub-0. So gotta... What do you need? Another import, which we could give it. Just don't know how we make the thing we need successful. Make a robot here, that's the reason. And we could tug this thing out of the way that's just not useful. I mean, that's not true, right? And I suppose it is, right? Move you closer. As close as we can get you. 96, there I go. Oh, we can't. Hold on. We can, but I just gotta scoot you over just a little bit. In fact, I might as well get you like a whole hell of a lot in a better position, because why not, right? Although that's out of range. I have to keep you in range of water, because if I don't, I won't be able to upgrade it, and it needs to be at least, what's the word? It needs to be at least successful. Oh, not colonized. Not okay. Perfect. It needs to be at least successful in order to be able to grant its adjacency bonus to this multi-purpose factory, which needs that in order to pull prosperous, which was our mission. Our goal is to get one of those to prosperous. So can I still get all 4 now? Probably not now, right? That's the disadvantage. I can only get 72. I'll have to live with it. So yeah, I get lots of money. We got a monolith, but like that doesn't seem very useful. There's eversion, which also seems questionable considering what we're doing to make money. Replicating nanites. That saves up cost, right? It's the only thing that really saves cost, and the other stuff we're doing are sort of like, not really. I mean, I could make a forge world here with this. There's like one use out of like nanofabrication. It's the little relays. There's teleporter structures, but they're too expensive to really make use of here. We'll grab replicating nanites just for the efficiency part. So then I'll move you like out of the way just a little bit, and then we'll build another one of these factories. Send you one here. Send you that. And pop a prosperous there apparently, but you know, I was intending on popping that one, but that's fine. Can we do 2 more then? Probably at least 1. Can we do a bunch of techs? I mean, we have enough to do the 2 cheapest techs, right? I could do drill bots and nanofab again. I cannot increase energy production. I think the missions are probably our best way of getting score over getting prosperous plants, considering that we don't really have infraways and expensive things to really get a lot more prosperous plants. Like kind of, you know, we're kind of limited by our layout. It's not entirely true. I could get skill up facilities and probably get one there. Is skill up facilities too expensive for us? If I wanted to do the science thing? It's 38 and 24, right? We're gonna get another 48. So we can afford skill up and then, you know, take one of the cheap techs. And then that's our, you know, final missions. So then this connection was the one I wanted. I guess it's not enough. We are trading with that, right? Oh, you're not successful either. Nor are you. Nor are you. I might have made a mistake here. Although maybe not, because maybe we can do something like this. Of course, we need to consume another asteroid, but you know, that is possible. We can just sort of take one and drag it in, try to get it close. 96, there we go. There is a position where you can get 96. It's kind of cute to know. It's not a range though. Maybe we can get you then? Let's go on an adventure. Right, if I drag you twice, is that going to work actually? None of it's only indirect, so it has to be indirect and direct. Well, that overlaps the slipways. I don't believe this is going to work, but let's have a look anyway. Let's see, you know, what this does before I give up immediately on it. I think it doesn't work because if I make these goods here, it's going to pop successful, but it's not going to pop prosperous here because this needs to take its other good out as well. And the only colony we have available is a annoying arid that just doesn't want to cooperate, basically. Because there's no Earths in this area, right? I mean, this Arctic might cooperate. But, you know, too expensive, really. We're going to have to spend the rest of our time doing that. We need to do 2 Forge Worlds, not just 1. I dragged it one more time, right? Yeah. So that ain't it. That's a very complicated way of accomplishing very little. But maybe there's another way of dragging him in. This is just out of range, right? That's the main problem. If that wasn't out of range, it would have been fine. I thought it wouldn't be, but it was. Which, you know, ends up biting me all the time. I'm too optimistic. I should maybe fix this. It's just some food. You say you're out of range, but... I believe that fixes things. You are no longer out of range. Which is a nice thing. Okay, so do we have any other, like, Forge Worlds I can prosper? Because there gotta be some. Like, we made so many of those factories in the early game. This one here, with the skill up facility, we'll be able to produce 2 more of the things it's making. But I won't be able to send it anywhere, which is the main issue. I can already tell, right? I can already just do this and tell you, right? This is no... The instant colonization time is nice, right? We can just sort of do more things with the money we have that way. I think that was a good and useful tech to get for this late game. But now the thing is, how do we use it? If I can get 1 more point of science or something, we can maybe get... I can, actually. I can maybe get myself nanofabrication as well as skill download, which might be more useful than drill bots. Nanofabrication allowing me to build another Forge World here and there. And that might be the key to getting a prosperous Forge World, because, you know, just having a Forge World allows you to make it prosperous in some way. Possibly. Maybe. Or maybe it's something like void synthesis if we have it. We don't have that. Like, I could make the missing water here to make this successful, and then I could connect it in. And we don't have microforges. Even if we did, I would have skipped them at this point. So I wouldn't be able to go back to them. We have a problem. We only have really 1 successful Forge World and can't make any more. I don't think so, no. I could add in an extra U as an ore producer in this corner here and throw in more stuff here, make you successful. But making you prosperous is a difficult proposition. I could make some goods down here. And it will have used most of its things, but I believe it will need another input. Let's have a look. I connect. There's a prosperous there. It's nice, I guess. Goods. Connect. And it's still not good enough. Although it just wants trades. So you then? Just grab colony, do 2A, add water, do things with that. Gotta get some fuel. Gotta burn some oil. Get down there. I prefer it. Is that gonna be in range of everything I wanted to do? Yeah, it's gonna be fine. It's cheaper than, you know, just... Now there's a Forge World prosperous. So now I want to actually get this, you know, a little reasonably fixed. Let's pull in, you know, the missing ingredient. The fancy ingredient. Which is a two-way trade, which we're in the positives. Yeah, that helps. I mean, not really, actually. It doesn't really help because as long as we have at least 10 money, I can still afford doing... I don't know what tech we use. Skill download? Question mark. Is that gonna be it? Like which Forge World's gonna be the one, right? It's not gonna be you. You're not gonna have enough outputs ever. Because you're out of range. I have an asteroid available, we can tug it in, it's no problem. It's just the Forge Worlds mission that turns out to be really tricky to do. Can I maybe just finagle things a little? You cannot research goods, which is a nasty surprise for us here. That's blocked. It would have always been blocked. The tugs are neat, right? Making this like little like efficient connection places. There are no good ways of collecting this one to enough places that works. Because it needs 2 outputs and it never gets them. There are no good ways of connecting you up, is there? Just another successful partner. It's so close, right? You maybe. Are you it? I need to use a biomatter and send in a bot. Can we do both before the end of the year? So sending in a bot involves dragging you down, which is fine. We can maybe arrange that. The question is, are we quick enough? So we only have a few additional months. Did I do this efficiently enough to... I don't think so. I need to be effective with, you know, where I position this. So it's actually very, 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 very next to this. So we get all 4. And it gets an additional 24 money. That might be important. Okay, so if I drag this, I might be able to drag it over so that it produces a bot for here. So, you know, just stop bumping into things. I mean, it'll need 2 tugs. It's just going to be the reality of things. Thankfully, going to colonize for 0, and that's, you know, part of our build here. So if I just make a robot here and connect you in, and then throw in a lab, the word basically bankrupt. That doesn't matter as long as we're at the end of our term. Right? The next ruler can worry about the fact that actually the state is bankrupt. That's not our problem. That's whoever's next in office. Oh wait, it is our problem. Well, daft. How can we not become bankrupt? Well, we can consume this one asteroid and have exactly enough money in the bank to still be effectively completely bankrupt because there's no way our successor can do anything about it. But at least it's not our fault. We get to survive. You don't need money to score points. This is a fun run, right? You don't need any money run. What do we need money for? Still got 17,000 points. I feel like, you know, for how strange that was, using gravitic tugs with inertial nullifiers and full excavation to make our money, it was kind of neat. There's something completely different. It doesn't work very well, but it's fun. So yeah, I think that counts. Maybe do another run in a couple more days. I think that was it for today. It was interesting. Certainly. Not good, but very interesting. You learn something, right? You can make money this way. Not a lot of money, but you can make some. Maybe it can be improved, right? To really like get yourself the tugs earlier, we could maybe like create a very close knit sort of like a V shape of colonies where you could then drag in the asteroid and maybe get like 5 or 6 at the same time. But it just seems it depends on too many different technologies that don't really do anything in the early game to set up to actually work on tough. But it's fancy as hell. Yeah, that's it. GG.